You don't notice them. They're not loud, they don't flex, they don't broadcast success, but they're winning quietly. While most of the world scrolls through get-rich-quick schemes and last-minute side hustles, these people are moving differently. They're not chasing money, they're managing it systematically, predictably, intentionally. And it's not some secret course, it's not passive income from an obscure app, it's habits. 12 of them. Habits so subtle, so deeply embedded in daily life that most outsiders never even realize what's happening. But in Japan, they're everywhere. And in 2025, the rest of the world is finally starting to notice, because when the economy tightens and incomes plateau, the winners aren't the ones who hustle harder, they're the ones who think differently. These 12 Japanese money habits aren't just saving people money, they're changing how people live. And they're making some, quietly, very rich. We've all heard the advice: budget better, cancel subscriptions, track your spending. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If knowledge was enough, you'd already be wealthy. The problem isn't a lack of information, it's a lack of rhythm, because money, real wealth, doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from a series of small repeated ones over time without fail. That's what Japan understands. In a country where the average household income is lower than in the US, savings rates are still higher. Debt levels are lower, financial stress is lower. Why? Because they've built systems into their daily lives that protect their money without having to think about it. These aren't tips. They're defaults, and once they're in place, money starts working for you, not against you. So let's start with the foundation. In the West, money lives on screens, spreadsheets, budgeting apps, tap to pay, tap to forget. But in Japan, many households still use a notebook, not because it's old-fashioned, but because it works. It's called kakeibo. It means household financial ledger. But it's more than a tracker, it's a filter. Before buying something, you're asked to reflect: do I really need this? Will I use it? Can I live without it? Do I have space for it? You don't swipe first and think later. You pause. You consider. You write it down. It's inconvenient. On purpose. Because in a world optimized for speed, kakeibo builds friction between you and your impulses. And friction is what protects your money. There's a saying in Japan, Hans say, reflect before you react. It shows up everywhere, and especially in how people live. In the West, we reward ourselves with upgrades. You get a raise, you buy the better car, you finish a project, you splurge on something nice. But in Japan, even high-income earners often live like they earn less than they do. Not because they're frugal, because they're free. They understand that the comfort you gain by not spending is more powerful than the pleasure you get from buying more. It's not deprivation, it's leverage. And it creates something most people never experience: margin. When the world gets chaotic, margin is the difference between panic and peace. Walk into a Japanese home and you'll notice something missing: excess. You won't see 10 pairs of shoes by the door. You won't see 4 versions of the same kitchen tool. That's because many households follow an unspoken rule. If something new comes in, something else has to go. One in, one out. It applies to clothing, tech, furniture, even pantry items. The rule forces intention. It makes you weigh cost against space. And when you value space, physical and mental, you become naturally more selective with what you bring in. This isn't about minimalism as an aesthetic, it's about consumption as a responsibility. Because owning less isn't just about having less, it's about wanting less. And that's the real financial unlock. Every few weeks, there's a new trend, a must-have gadget, a viral product, a lifestyle upgrade you didn't know you needed. But in Japan, spending isn't driven by trends. It follows something older, something quieter, seasons. Summer is for cooling, winter is for insulation, spring is for reset, autumn is for storage and transition. This rhythm creates a natural cycle, and that cycle becomes a filter. Is this something I truly need right now, or is it just noise? It's the opposite of impulse. And when you follow seasons instead of suggestions, you don't just spend less, you spend smarter. Because good timing isn't just about money, it's about mindset. In most parts of the world, saving money is emotional. You feel proud when you skip takeout. You feel guilty when you splurge. You feel stressed when savings dip. But in Japan, savings are structural, not emotional. Most households automate it. It's not something you try to do. It just happens the moment money enters the account. No debates, no budgeting stress, no guilt. They treat saving like a bill, a non-negotiable, like rent, like electricity, like air. And when savings are non-negotiable, spending becomes intentional by default. It's not about resisting temptation. It's about building a system where temptation never gets the first move. In Western homes, space is something to fill. Empty shelves, buy decor, an extra drawer, fill it, a bare wall, fix it. But in Japan, space is something to protect. Many homes are small, but they never feel cluttered because every object must earn its right to stay. That creates a ripple effect. If your space feels clear, your mind feels clear. If your mind feels clear, your decisions sharpen. And sharp decisions save money, time, and energy. This is more than design. It's discipline, because when you treat your space like it's sacred, your spending becomes sacred too. In a country known for cutting-edge tech, Japan still runs on cash. You'll see it everywhere. Envelopes, coins, paper receipts. To the outside world, it looks outdated. But to those who practice it, it's a powerful form of friction. Because when you hand over cash, you feel the transaction. You count it. You see it leave. It's real. A swipe? That's abstract. Cash? That's personal. Studies show people spend 12 to 18% less when they use physical money. In Japan, that difference becomes savings. Year after year, it's not about being old-fashioned, it's about being conscious. And cash makes you conscious. Impulse is easy when buying feels casual. But what if every purchase required prep? That's how many Japanese households approach shopping. Large purchases are written down in advance. They're researched, waited on, sometimes even postponed until a specific day of the month. That delay creates distance, and distance creates clarity. If you still want it after a week, buy it. If you've already forgotten about it, you just saved yourself twice, once in money, once in regret. This practice trains your mind to make peace with waiting, and that single trait, patience, is the backbone of long-term wealth. Western logic says, if it breaks, throw it out. Japanese logic says, if it breaks, fix it and make it better. It's called kintsugi, the art of mending broken pottery with gold. But it's also a mindset. From clothing to appliances, repair is the first instinct, not replacement. It's not about being cheap, it's about respecting what you already have. A torn shirt is patched, a cracked dish is glued, a loose hinge is adjusted. It's care, not just for the item, but for the money behind it. Fixing something doesn't just save you money, it builds the kind of character that wealth can actually stick to. In Japan, food isn't fast, it's practiced. Most meals are cooked at home, not out of frugality but rhythm. Leftovers are expected, waste is avoided, ingredients are used across multiple meals, multiple days. The result? Lower costs, better health, and stronger habits. And when dinner becomes an act of planning, your spending follows. In many households around the world, money is private, sometimes even secret, but in Japan, finances are often discussed openly within families, especially between spouses and generations. There's alignment, communication, shared goals. Children are taught to handle money early. Partners plan together. There's no shame in discussing savings because it's not about status, it's about stewardship. And when you normalize smart decisions out loud, they get stronger in practice. Secrecy creates confusion. Clarity builds momentum. This last one isn't written down. It's not a rule in a book, but it's behind every other habit on this list. In Japan, there's a philosophy called Kaizen, continuous improvement. Not fast, not flawless, just better than yesterday. That mindset transforms money from something you fight into something you grow with. If you mess up, you reset. If you overspend, you adjust. If you fall off, you begin again. There's no start over, there's just start now. And that quiet consistency, day by day, yen by yen, builds something louder than motivation ever could. Stability. Most people will never notice these habits because they're not dramatic, they don't look like wealth, they don't sound like success, but over time they do something more powerful than either. They create freedom, slowly, steadily, invisibly, and that's the kind of freedom that sticks. So, if even one of these habits sparked something in you, don't just watch this and move on. Choose one. Start now. Keep going, because the richest people aren't always the loudest. They're often the ones living well,